Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Survivor Series prediction show. Yeah, we're finally we're here. It seems like it's been a while. We've had Crown Jewel, we've had some other stuff in between, but after it's all said and done, we're here at Survivor Series. Joining me tonight, Chucks and Will. How you doing? How's it going?
I'm good.
Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain. How about you?
Just tired. I'm
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I don't do anything, and I'm just like exhausted.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I'm also out of drinks, so that might be part of it. So I've cracked into a generic cola that I found.
A generic cola.
Oh.
That's how desperate for energy I am at the moment. Yeah, I'm just gearing up for Thanksgiving this upcoming week, pretty much. So I got to stock up on stuff. I've yet to get the turkey, by the way.
No turkey?
No turkey yet.
Man. They're all going to be sold out, surely.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, man, I hope you can get your hands on a turkey.
See,
we don't do Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving would be a good tradition to bring over here. It's an excuse for like another Christmas dinner.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just something to just excuse the fact to just like engorge yourself with a bunch of food.
Right. Everyone loves it at Christmas. Why would we not do it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We've taken Black Friday.
I was just going to say, we adopted the worst part of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone go get a cheap TV that they don't need.
With no features. It's like the budget TV. It's
Exactly.
50 quid, but like you don't really want it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm ready for Black Friday. Usually, I don't understand like why people just don't shop online for Black Friday. Like, surely like, deals would just be applied there. Like, I don't understand.
Well, they are.
Okay, good. Then what? Why are people trampling each other in stores and whatnot on Friday? Like, I don't get it.
Because I don't know. Some mums, I guess, just haven't started using Amazon. Like Amazon's doing their sales already. They started last Friday.
Yeah. I mean, you used to get, I think it was Asda over here, you used to get like some pretty good deals in the stores on the day. But I mean, the good stuff, they had like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then they were sold out, and then they try and sell you some other shit you didn't need. So yeah, I think that's why people go. But they've adopted this other thing now. What's this Cyber Monday all about?
Oh,
well, Cyber Monday. I think that's exactly what Smoot's talking about. It's
an
online version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more deals, but it's like emphasis on like online only or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Not to be mistaken for Cyber Sunday.
No,
right, no.
The renamed Taboo Tuesday.
I prefer Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so taboo.
Should we get right into it here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Oh man, are we going straight into Survivor Series, or are we talking WarGames first?
What would you like? Well, it's up to you, really.
I mean, WarGames is actually on right now. The pre-show is on right now. Isaiah Scott and Angel Garza are wrestling in the leftmost ring. I don't know. I've got no prediction for this one. Angel Garza. Why the hell not?
Okay, there you go.
Are we doing predictions for NXT?
No, we're not. We're just kind of running through it. The main event of the show does lead into Survivor Series, so I feel like it's worth at least having a quick look at it.
Well, supposedly there's like a triple threat match booked for tonight, and whatever the winner is of that match will face Adam Cole tomorrow night.
Exactly
so,
right.
There you go.
There's also Matt Riddle versus Finn Balor. Pretty good one. Maybe Finn Balor needs a win, I think, after his turn.
Yeah.
The women's WarGames match, where Team Ripley is taking on Team Baszler. Mia Yim has just been taken out on the pre-show,
Yeah.
so she's going to be replaced, I'm guessing, by who's the captain of Team Kick, Dakota Kai, who was left out of the team recently. So I think she's probably going to fill that spot. And then Undisputed Era taking on Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and someone else yet to be named. Then the triple threat: Pete Dunne, Killian Dane, Damian Priest, the winner getting the title shot against Adam Cole tomorrow night.
Do we have any inclination as who Mystery Man is?
I haven't been watching the TV enough.
No, I've not.
Oh, you're talking about the Team NXT for the 5-on-5-on-5?
Oh no, that's another thing. We're talking about the Tommaso Ciampa's fourth man.
Oh, right.
Presumably
right.
would be Johnny Gargano, but he's been injured. So
This thing seems to be booked like haphazardly, like at the last minute, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
fly by the seat of your pants type of booking.
Yeah.
According to popular wrestling news site, WrestlingNewsSource.com, there's a big rumor going around that the Mystery Man is going to be John Morrison.
Oh, that would be awesome. It's about time that he came back. Yeah. That could well happen. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this show then.
So no Johnny Dynamite?
Johnny Superstar.
Oh, boy.
Johnny Full Sail.
Yeah, there you go. Johnny Full Sail. Okay, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I've been getting recommendations from like Brian Alvarez's show in my sub feed, and I've been kind of listening.
Yeah, he's showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Vince Russo was complaining that he started showing up in his feed as well. Never watched one, but like just his clips keep showing up.
I mean, Vince Russo should be the last person to complain about somebody, but
well,
yeah,
he complains about a lot of people.
Yeah, he showed up, and I've been like sort of watching some of the clips of him like discussing certain things, and recently he's saying that he doesn't like basically this past week's NXT being not really NXT. It seemed like it was a show that was just hot shotted to combat with Dynamite, which I didn't see the ratings for this week, so I'm not sure if AEW still is topping out on
NXT won, apparently.
Oh, did they? Finally!
Yeah, the first time.
Finally.
It looks like having all of these main roster guys show up on NXT is really helping.
Yeah.
Well,
the first time I actually caught NXT in full was earlier on today. And I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
To be fair, I mean, it's not like AEW put up any sort of competition by having Billy Gunn in a battle royale in 2019 and then acting like he's the Big Show to throw everybody off of him.
Did that happen?
That indeed happened. Yes, I'm not.
He also did the crotch chop, and I guess he can't say "suck it," right? So instead, he said, "Well, I don't know if I can repeat what he said, but he expressed the same sentiment, but in he used all of the words. He didn't leave it unspecific as to what he was referring to."
I still don't know what you're talking about.
He just did the crotch chop and said, "Suck my dick."
Yeah.
That's the new DX thing, apparently, I guess.
I see.
AEW.
I mean, yeah.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Edgy.
Like, at that point, I was just like, are we really trying to push Billy Gunn in 2019 to fucking win a diamond ring?
That's the other weird thing. I can't imagine all of these men wanting to win a diamond ring.
Right?
Is someone going to use it to propose to someone else as part of a storyline?
Are they going to get superpowers?
I hope so.
Like, what? what's so great about this diamond ring other than it's like 4.3 carats or whatever
Really
JR was saying?
expensive.
Yeah. Like, I don't get it.
I mean, it has to go somewhere, doesn't it? Someone has to steal it, or something has to happen.
Well, what is it? It's MJF versus Hangman Page because they were
Hangman
the last.
Page,
Yeah, they were the last two. I I would assume maybe MJF wins it because he's like the rich snobby guy, and then he would have something to brag about, and then he could like use like his maybe like steal William Regal's power of the punch with it, and just cold cock something with a diamond ring. Yeah, why not? You know.
I guess.
To be fair, Christmas is coming up. Could be a way to avoid spending money on your girl's holiday gift. Maybe. I don't know. Ed in the chat's joined us on the YouTube page there. Yeah, I was just bewildered on how much of a miss Dynamite was for me this week. Like, it was...
Really?
Yeah, it just... I was hyped up for the Battle Royale. I'm sorry. I was looking forward to it. There's a dozen people, and there's Billy Gunn. Great. Where's Glacier? Where's Glacier to follow suit? You know?
Yeah, they haven't called him back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was good. They had some good stuff. I liked the stream I saw. I saw it after the fact that we don't get it live over here yet. ITV. So it's not my fault if I had to find a website that shows it, is it? So I did that anyway, and somehow it seemed really awkward. But they kept the footage in from, I guess, what would have been ad breaks. So every so often, JR would say, you know, whatever, when Dynamite rolls on.
Yeah.
And then Dynamite just rolled on.
Mm-hmm.
The first time he did it, I thought, what, something happened here? Did he get he got a cue and then they didn't have to go to break? But he just kept doing it throughout the show and there was no ads. It was weird.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So,
and one of them was Chris Jericho walking backstage, ran into the librarians.
Yeah.
I don't know was this actually on the show or was this during an ad break?
For us, it was during an ad break, but what they do is
Right.
they put it in a tiny box off to the side next to the commercial, which...
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh, because what he was saying was the funniest part.
Yeah.
He was ad-libbing the whole time.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the books from the librarian and said, like, 2 of them are about dinosaurs. Like, why are you reading about dinosaurs? I hate dinosaurs. So then I thought, oh, awesome, there's a dinosaur wrestler here.
Yeah.
Like, something's got to happen here.
Setting up for Luchasaurus versus Jericho. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Exactly. I thought that's brilliant. And then he looked at, there was some, I guess, whatever arena they were in, where was it the ice hockey team? The Indie...
Fuel, I believe.
Indie Fuel. Yeah, so we read that. I was like, Indie Fuel? What the hell is that? Is that like a hockey thing? It sounds like a jobber team to me. like throwing their equipment around, then ran into the little guy, Marco Stunt, and said, Marco Stunt was talking with those 2 other guys. And he said, look, where'd you bring your kid to work and why is he not wearing a shirt? How old are you? He's 23. Oh, yeah? When was your birthday then? 96. Oh, 96. So you're well, anyway, we put a shirt on. And then obviously later on, it actually played into the thing. Luchasaurus came out.
Yeah,
that's great. You made me want to see that match, and now I might get it.
Yeah, and that's how you build up to a match.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. But like for us, it was in a tiny box. We just see like whatever's happening down there, and. I think this was the first week where they've actually at the end of that Jericho bit they cut away to like the full commercial because I think they had some like local spots that they had to oblige.
Yeah.
To.
Yeah, I did get a few really long shots of just like the audience.
Yeah.
Took a while.
But yeah, usually if something like that happens, they post it up on the Twitter. And sometimes if it's like during a match, they have the commentators still continuing on like it's live action instead of
right.
You know,
yeah, that makes sense.
Instead of like an actual commercial taking a break and whatnot. It's really weird. I like the pacing of it. Like honestly, it's like practically nonstop action. You know.
Total.
Total, yeah, totally.
Practically
And in the chat,
TNA.
yeah, PNA. And in the chat says Dynamite was amazing. Moxley and All In or Allen, right? Darby Allin, yeah.
Darby All In.
I just read that as All In. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's great
me too.
TV. I don't.
Yeah,
disagree with
Moxley's a
that.
star too.
Yeah, he really is. I don't disagree with
That entrance where he came out through the crowd and they followed him.
Okay.
Like, is it Goodfellas that did that long shot from behind?
Yeah.
He looked awesome.
I didn't like how he tossed the water bottle up in the air when he was like literally 3 steps away from a trash can. That's very wasteful. And Darby.
Just putting it in a bin, that's wasteful. You should be recycling it.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Somebody else could have picked it up and drank from it or whatever.
Probably. Yeah.
Sell that shit on eBay. I didn't like how Darby in that match just came off like he didn't know how to wrestle a match. There's like a couple of spots where he just looked like an idiot. I think where he's going from in the ring to the outside, it's just something. Just something about it was I don't know, just it seemed amateurish, but the action itself was pretty amazing. I do agree with Ed on that, but I don't know. Jericho Hager promo was outstanding. I did like the trope of like, the classic TV sitcom of like a character not being able to literally say the word sorry, so they just like, I'm sore.
Get someone else to say it.
Yeah. That was pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know. Jericho was great as always. Moxley was great as always, but it's just, I don't know, just stuff in between that seemed like bleh for me. Maybe it was just an off week or something. I'm hoping they pick it back up next week by not having
I don't know.
On the show.
I think it's you.
Maybe it is me.
I think you just went in the mood for it because the stuff, especially with Jericho, obviously he's awesome. Yeah. SCU came out and did their thing with him. That was all great. And I really like how they set up this match out of nowhere. It's I guess like a little 3-week storyline to take us through a dead spot until they start building the next pay-per-view. And they've made it interesting. He's got a match against Scorpio Sky. I actually kind of want to see it. They set something up. I don't even know if it was intentional that they had him. How long was that planned for? But now they've turned it into a little thing. Jericho will retain, I'm sure. But great. It's cool. You made his loss, his first ever AEW loss mean something.
I hated that.
Led to something. Oh, he had to lose at some point. And at least you got something out of it.
Yeah, but not to
the rest of the show. Well, I don't know though. Is that so bad?
Yeah,
maybe.
And the chat's also saying that it's probably just me as well. Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, you could be the problem.
It's possible.
I know what you mean with the other stuff. Like, I just thought this show they mixed a load of stuff up. They had like a load of different tag teams, especially with the Inner Circle. Just about everyone on the roster is feuding with someone in the Inner Circle or someone like one step removed. The whole thing is just a mess at the moment, and you could get matches with history out of almost any pairing.
That's true. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I definitely like Santana and Ortiz. I'm trying to really not call them Pride and Powerful or Proud and Powerful because I can never get it correct.
There you go. And you can't call them LAX anymore.
Nope. That's still a TNA trademark. But they are phenomenal. They're really great. Sammy Guevara is pretty good as well. He's also pretty phenomenal. Pretty much everybody in the Inner Circle is great.
Yeah.
Ed's also saying Dark Order is now a cult with commercials. Yeah, that
was a bit weird.
I didn't care for that. I didn't care for it. I don't understand the point of the guy in his glasses getting stepped on, which is totally probably a thing that could happen in like a New York setting and whatnot. But then he had to watch.
I just thought he was definitely going to turn into the Joker.
Is that how that movie goes?
It's exactly what happens in that film. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, spoilers.
Oh, you need to see it. It's so good.
Spoilers. The movie that the media was afraid that would make everybody into like a fucking shooter or whatever.
Yeah, and as far as I know, no one turned into any shooter.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about that.
No, not at all. And like
Those-
the place in Colorado like refused to show it, and I was just like, really? Way to let the terrorist win.
Well, yeah. And they had the army themselves, like actual, I don't know, it's Homeland Security or whatever, but like an official thing saying, run, hide, and if not, fight. Like, this is an actual thing that could happen. You need to be on full alert for incels.
Yeah.
You're the army terrified of incels.
Yeah. What's
the hell's going on?
Crazy times.
Joker's got a point.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the guy who ate the Joker, Ed. Wow, that's a little cruel, man. Low blow, man.
Oh man, Joker in that film, Joaquin Phoenix, he's basically a skeleton. He looks unwell. Ooh. There's some scenes where he, I don't know, he's got his top off for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like this guy got into the part for this thing. It was damn.
Yeah, I've still not seen it, but I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you need to see it.
I know.
It really is great.
Yeah, literally everyone who I spoke to said it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to it.
Yeah, I might get to it as well.
Make sure you do. How the hell did we get there? Why are we even talking about AEW? We're gonna do the.
I know, right? We went down a fucking rabbit hole with this one for sure. But yeah, Dynamite for me, like I said, I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it, but hopefully this upcoming Wednesday we can, have a. Maybe I'll enjoy it more. How about that? That was pretty much my main thing. Yeah. And NXT again. Just to reiterate, the go home for Survivor Series apparently was enough in the ratings to beat the Dynamite program with Billy Gunn and whatnot, which still can't.
And Cody tweeted about it. I don't have the exact quote, but he basically said, "Yeah, sucks, but you learn from it and you keep fighting."
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah,
I'm over it. Should we get into the prediction game finally?
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Make sure we don't.
There
we are.
So 8 matches. We got 2 title matches, 3 cross-brand. Oh no, it's not. It's 3 title matches, 2 cross-brand Survivor Series matches, and then 3 matches, three ways. Champion versus champion versus champion. Let's start with them. Mid-card champions. We have... Who the hell are they? AJ Styles, US champion from Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura, SmackDown's IC champion. And Roderick Strong, the man whose name they couldn't remember, North American champion from NXT. Who is winning this one?
Quick sidebar on this. Have you guys seen the new Intercontinental title?
Looks great. I really like it.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I'm kind of on the fence with it because it kind of reminds me of the 24/7 championship in a way.
Oh, it looks better than that.
It's got a little bit more effort put into it than the 24/7 title. If I can throw it up onto the stream. Oh, not that. Hold on. There we go. How about now? Let's try this. There we are, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't hate it, but I'm not, like, in love with it. Also, do you think...
Better or worse than the old one? That's the question.
Well, the old one was based off of the one in the 90s that Shawn Michaels had. Yeah. I also said it looked like the 92 or 93 Women's Championship, because it looked kind of similar.
Does a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say this is probably an upgrade from that. I really wasn't a fan of the white strap, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I liked it until they started doing it with the women's belt, and then it's not really special anymore.
Yeah. Here's a render from WWE itself. That's what it looks like, in a way.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's also got the side plates. I think they kind of wanted to change it
Yeah.
because it wants to be in uniform with like the Universal and the WWE title. The timing of it is highly conspicuous because WWE is a petty company, and it's just all of a sudden now it's redesigned the Intercontinental title 8 weeks
Been
into.
talked about for years, right?
I guess.
The rumors of a new IC belt and US, I think, because they're going to have to do that as well, presumably. They've been talking about this for at least 5 years, that they've got someone designing a new belt. It never seems to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. It's also interesting that they put heavyweight on there now. I think that might be the first time they've actually put like.
Didn't the old one say that?
I think so. The old kind of long one.
Yeah. All right,
Heavyweight wrestling champion or something.
Yeah.
all right, fair enough. Never mind. So it's like the second title that has it on there.
It's a bit weird, though.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find.
Suppose if you want to.
Intercontinental. I'm not seeing it there. Oh, this.
No.
Yeah, the old-fashioned one, the one they've just got rid of.
Yeah.
The
Suppose
Attitude
if
Era
you
one
were
didn't.
one of them foolish people who buys the belts and you buy the side plates, you can use the same ones now on the IC title.
Mhm. Huh. Anyway, what are we doing here? Let's start off with so the mid-card champions. Who have you got? Styles, Strong, or Nakamura?
I'll go Styles.
Or Styles.
The OC, huh? I'll go Nakamura. He just got a new belt. He kind of, has been under the radar. Why not let him win?
He has a little bit, yeah. I'm gonna just.
Oh,
No.
I can't do that this week. I already opened my generic cola.
Generic. Does it have a brand? I want to look it up.
It's Sam's Cola. It's basically the Walmart brand, I believe.
Sam's Cola.
It's not bad.
Oh yeah, that looks very
bland, generic.
well, yeah, I guess so. Little stubby cans as well.
Oh yeah, they got them in the baby ones. Yeah.
Nice Sam's Cola. That's a plain looking package. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles as well. I think that with these 3 champions matches, they're gonna have to give one to each brand.
Mm-hmm.
I did say that last year, and they just let Raw win the whole thing, so I might be wrong. But that's what I'm going with. And Styles is the Raw guy.
Okay, and Willie said
AJ. Yeah.
AJ as well. Okay, wow. And the chat also says hell no to the new IC title. All right. Thank you for being on my side somewhat. I'm kind of like indifferent on it. I don't hate it, but like I said, I'm kind of. I can sort of agree with that. But if you also like it, I can also sort of agree with you. I'm riding the fence on this one.
Yeah. You should pick a side, man. Pick a side and stick with it, even if you're wrong.
It's true.
Let's go on to speaking of new belts, let's go to the New Day, representing SmackDown in the tag team battle. We have New Day from SmackDown, we've got the Viking Raiders from Raw, and the Undisputed Era, Fish and O'Reilly from NXT.
Before the Viking Raiders got called up, what was their last match in NXT? Who did they face?
Wasn't it the who's the guys that just got called up? Street Profits. I think it was them.
Alright, never mind. I thought it was going to be Undisputed Era. I was just going to be like, bam! They're going to get their win back. 50-50 booking.
I'll look it up because I'm not
Okay.
totally sure about that.
I would say not New Day. Can I go with that? Can I ride the fence on that one?
NXT.
Because I would technically be right.
So the last NXT TV taping,
Hedging my bets.
Eric and Ivar beat Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford by DQ. There must be another one after that, because they lost the belts. Or did they not? Maybe they just...
Because then they showed up on Raw. They were like the Viking. The Viking
yeah, and they changed their
Experience.
names.
Yeah.
And then they had a match just this week on NXT. They beat Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake.
I don't know who those people are. But okay.
They're the Forgotten Sons. Yeah. No shame in forgetting them. So I think that's it.
In that case, I'll just go Undisputed Era. How about that?
Dispute Era. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Undisputed, I think.
Oh, right. Nice. I'm going with A New Day.
Excellent. But really,
Yeah.
wasn't Heavy Machinery the ones that took the pinfall on SmackDown?
Heavy Machinery.
In that four.
I literally just watched SmackDown and I can't remember anything about it.
In that four on four.
Yeah. Turned into a 4-on-4. They had Heavy Machinery and New Day. And Roderick Strong beat someone. Tucker, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yep.
So, you got New Day. New Day Undisputed Era. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll stick with Undisputed Era on that one. Sorry.
We've got the WarGames show on the other screen here. I've got a air raid siren going off in my ears. Well, it's quite distracting.
Apparently, also,
Yeah.
according to somebody in attendance, this is from the WrestleZone Twitter account, as you can see. There's light up bracelets now.
Okay. So they're putting LED on the fans now?
I guess, yeah. Interactive light up bracelets during NXT TakeOver. Light them up. There you go. They also mentioned Pat McAfee. So there you go.
Why they mentioned him?
They say that he's a delight, so I don't know. He sounded really upset that they brought him up. Well, not gonna lie. But you were really angered.
I just don't like the man. He's just...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know why he's involved in WWE. What's the point of him?
He's a fan guy.
So am I. Give me a job.
So is a lot of people. But he had ties to football.
Oh, so you got to get into football first.
All right. Okay.
You have to be a big deal somewhere else,
Yeah, I guess.
and then they'll give you a shot. You can write for some other show, then you can write for Raw.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
point,
Yeah. Let's do the women's champions. 3 women's champions. We've got Becky Lynch from Raw, Bayley from SmackDown, Shayna Baszler from NXT, and I'm going with Shayna because I'm doing my one winner from each show.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I think maybe Lynch and Bayley get into it, and Baszler just like chokes them both out or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Which one was this? Sorry, which one?
The women's
The women's
champions.
I'm going with Becky.
Ooh, bold choice.
Weird side note from the NXT show it's on right now. Usually it's got the WWE logo on the corner of the screen. They don't.
No, they got like a little NXT logo instead, yeah.
That's kind of cool. Sorry, carry on.
Alright. Yeah, we're tuning. I honestly like. I kind of hope that Baszler, as much of a badass that she is on NXT, I hope that carries over into this match because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to see more of Bayley as well because, quite frankly, she's done nothing to them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I imagine she'll be more prominent in the match itself. Having said that, she's still getting beat.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you got Becky there. Let's do the Survivor Series tags then. And we're kicking off TakeOver with the women's thing, and that is, I think, going to play into this one. So, let's start with the women's Survivor Series tag. Team Raw, Charlotte, Natalya, Asuka and Kairi, and Sarah Logan. Oh, God, they're really scraping the barrel there.
Yeah.
Sarah Logan. She's doing all right on Superstars or Main Event or whatever it is she's on, but really. Team SmackDown is Sasha, Carmella, Dana, Lacey, and Nikki Cross. Which is okay. Okay, team. Team NXT is Rhea Ripley and who knows? Just 4 others. So, I'm going to guess they win here tonight. And on Rhea Ripley's WarGames team is Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Dakota Kai now. And maybe Mia Yim if she's okay by tomorrow night. That could be what we're looking at tomorrow as well. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a valid point. I liked the way Ripley was able to pin Charlotte Flair while she was performing the figure 8.
Sneaked under the bridge,
yeah. On SmackDown. Also, Sasha was tapping out, by the way, during that the ref completely missed while she was making the pin. I'll try to pull up a gif of that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a difficult one to choose from here, especially when you don't know 4 of the participants of a 15-person match. I don't think it's going to be Team Raw. But then I look over at Team SmackDown. That's kind of like a hodgepodge of a culmination. I'll say Team NXT on this one.
Oh man, that's a risky move.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you think Rhea's gonna keep her WarGames match and just, win tonight, win tomorrow night?
Yeah. She looks like a dominant force. Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think she's beating Shayna in the end.
And watch Sasha here in this GIF here. I just threw up on the stream. She's clearly tapping.
I have to wait for a second.
I know. You gotta wait a bit.
She's tapping?
Right when the ref is like 1, 2, yeah, right there. She like slaps the leg. Right at the end.
Oh, kinda. Right at the end of the gift there.
A little bit, yeah. I see what you mean.
Also,
I need to see more. Need to see a longer clip.
Yeah.
Could be right. What else have we got? So women's tag. We still need Will's prediction on the women's tag.
I'll show you. I'll go Team SmackDown.
Going with SmackDown.
Yeah.
Who are you going?
Oh
with?
man.
Who are you going?
Well, I have to go with Raw.
Oh.
Team Raw's got Charlotte and the tag champions. And Natalya, who they seem to really like these days for some reason.
She's probably going to be the first one out.
Sarah Logan.
Yeah, Sarah Logan.
Also. She's also there. Yeah, Team Raw for me. So, that's awesome. We've gone for 1 each.
Yeah. Somebody's getting a point on that one.
Someone's good.
Unless it's like a no
Beans
contest.
is going to play this.
Yeah. He'll pick like draw or something.
Every match a draw. Men's side, we're going to have a similar thing here, I think. Yeah. Team Raw is Seth Rollins, got Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Ricochet, and Drew McIntyre. So that's a weird team. Possible implosion. King Corbin is supposedly leading Team SmackDown. He's got Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G. And then Team NXT, who knows?
Will they even show up?
Will they even show? Yeah, who are they? After the brawl on SmackDown, it looks like Keith Lee's probably going to be in there. and maybe they'll do a similar thing with the women's team. Well, what I'm expecting from the women's team, maybe Team Ciampa's gonna be the thing tomorrow night as well as tonight. Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dijakovic, and then someone else.
Possibly.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They've not even announced anyone. But
Yeah.
we're waiting to see if it comes out tonight alive.
Well, exactly. Yeah, they have to go into a big match tomorrow night after doing a WarGames tonight. That's a rough schedule.
I'll go with Team Raw on this one. Because it seems like they're going to tease something between Orton and Ricochet. Can they or can't they get along? And then at some point in the match, Orton's going to hit the RKO on Ricochet, I feel. And that's going to eliminate him.
You think this is going to be his time to do that?
Yeah, I do. I think this is where he attacks Ricochet, and it's either going to cost him the match, or it's going to be in the middle where he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. So
maybe, but I mean that's such a stupid thing to do. I could imagine Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns getting into it like that. I don't know, Randy Orton.
That's also true.
Yeah. Yeah, not sure. So, what are we going with? I'm going with SmackDown. I think Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are gonna be the last men standing. And, Reigns is gonna win it.
I don't know what to pick here. I'll go NXT. Just we don't know who they are.
Again, another split.
Well, you know, makes it interesting though.
I like it.
There you go. Yeah.
I think the fact that NXT's team is still undecided at this point is kind of interesting to me. But it's also at the same time I don't think they book that far ahead to know who's gonna.
Oh no.
Who's gonna be in it, and I think they're playing a wait and see sort of situation to see what happens at the end of WarGames to see who's ready to go for tomorrow. If I had to guess.
Could well be. Yeah. Which is it's kind of crazy in itself. They're doing, I guess you could call it a pay-per-view tonight, in which they're expecting multiple people to get injured.
I guess. That's crazy if that's their that's their mindset. But
Yeah, well, okay. Speaking of NXT, we have the three-way tonight. Pete Dunne, Killian Dane, or Damian Priest taking on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship tomorrow night. Is Cole retaining, or do you want to... How do we even predict this one? Do you say mystery challenger, or do you actually want to predict a name if you think that they might go all the way?
Well, who's in the triple threat here?
Pete Dunne, Killian Dane, and Damian Priest.
Okay.
I'm going to guess Damian Priest wins it.
So do you want to just go with the WarGames triple threat winner?
No. I think Adam Cole's going to retain, but I think he's going to retain against Damian Priest.
Oh, cheeky.
I'm gonna go Pete Dunne. And no, he won't win. Yeah, Adam Cole's win.
Adam Cole, so yeah. Cole to retain anyway. Okay.
Adam Cole retains against Pete Dunne. Sorry, I can't spell.
And Smoot?
I guess I'll go with Killian Dane as the winner, but Adam Cole retains.
Okay. The Cole
Why not?
predictions are the matters anyway. It's just This is great. All these triple threats. They lend themselves to splits in the prediction game. Universal Championship. We've got The Fiend defending against Daniel Bryan. Is Daniel Bryan a good guy now? Is the Yes Movement back? Does it matter anyway? Is Wyatt just gonna eat him again? Or
Wow. It definitely looked like he was gonna call for the the Yes Movement to cheer him on.
Yeah.
Time before the Fiend decided to reveal that he was actually the Miz all along.
You put the mask on, and it turned out to be...
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no. I don't know. I don't want to say no chance Bryan wins it because there's, I think, always a chance. But the Fiend's just got the fucking title, and Bryan doesn't really need the title anymore. I think this might be a match that could have been really hot back when Bryan joined the Wyatt family, only to later not join him because everybody shat on it. But I'm gonna go with the Fiend to retain. And like I said, it's not like Bryan needs the title right now.
Fiend winning. I've got Fiend winning.
Yeah, I'm gonna Fiend as well. I just wanted it's too early for them.
I'm really hoping that they're not going to bathe the entire match in that red light. Man.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I think they will.
I think they will too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For the stuff that they did on SmackDown, I kind of would be like, all right, I don't mind this. I can tolerate it. But for an entire match, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree, but that seems to be what they're doing. Main event. Brock Lesnar, Rey Mysterio. It's happening, and they've made it no holds barred.
Brock Lesnar retains. Rey Mysterio has no chance whatsoever.
But it's no holds barred. So you know all of those barred holds that these guys would use if they could.
Like a pile driver or something like that.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Lesnar. I think they're trying to lead me into like a false sense of security because it's no holds barred. So there's probably gonna be some wacky shit happening. Like you're gonna see, I almost said Tito Ortiz. That's not his name.
Tito Ortiz.
What's his face?
Kane. That's
No.
got to be Kane
That's
Velasquez.
gotta be. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Kane Velasquez. Thank you.
The Demon King.
Couldn't think of his name.
Yep.
I think he's gonna get involved and maybe cost Lesnar the title.
Well, he's really hurt though, isn't he? And his knee, I think, is.
Well, as
no
long as
good.
he's not putting on like a sharpshooter or Texas Cloverleaf or any of that shit, he should be fine.
Are you saying those holds are barred?
I mean, maybe to Kane. I don't know.
Not in this match.
Yeah, not in this match, perhaps. I don't know. I just think
I don't know. Maybe Dominic.
Yeah. Maybe Dominic. Maybe Lesnar finally adopts Dominic. Maybe this was a ruse all along. You're my Eddie Guerrero's son now.
Yeah, his third dad.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't want to see Mysterio win this. So I'll go with Lesnar because I really don't want Rey to win. That's...
Yeah, I don't think he will. I've got Lesnar too.
So you're going with Lesnar as well, you said?
Yeah, of course. Has to. And Will?
Yeah, it's gotta be Lesnar, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. It would be a real shame after all the stuff that Lesnar, has built up and worked to get. Well, I should say, he pretty much beat Kofi Kingston like 6 seconds flat. But like, I don't know. It would just be a waste. I feel if they just gave it back to Ray. I don't know. I'm not on the bandwagon of Ray becoming a champion because one last hurrah or something like that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to see him as champion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem the right time for it.
Is it bad you'd rather see Brock Lesnar as champion than Rey Mysterio?
Oh, Lesnar's awesome.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think he's one of the only, probably the only guy on the roster that I believe is actually legit, including Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go on with that, actually.
Alright, so we'll try to contact Beans, who didn't want to be on the show because he has a lot of wrestling to catch up on. Was his excuse.
Yeah.
Ironically enough. We'll send this off to him and see what he'll fill it in the gaps with here. And hopefully we'll have him on next week. We'll see. So there you go. Yeah, we pretty much almost killed an hour here. We got about 9 minutes left. Is there anything else? Oh, should we talk about Jim Cornette for a little bit?
I haven't been following. I really need to start listening to Jim Cornette shows.
Well, yeah, I guess. I've kind of. If you haven't heard, like, he was on NWA Power up until this past week. Well, I'm assuming he's still going to be on the show until they do the new set of tapings coming up here, I think in early December. But apparently he said something, and I've been watching Power for like every week. It's good, like an hour to kill. You can even set it on in the background and just enjoy it if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he said something pretty much something that could be perceived as racist nowadays. It was something in regards to Trevor Murdoch, and he said something along the lines of like, Trevor Murdoch's so tough he can ride a scooter through Ethiopia with a bucket of chicken strapped to him. Yeah, and
yeah,
and this is also coming off of the fact that Cornette said something about a ring announcer somewhere, somewhat insinuating suicide. Like, hey, you should probably like hang yourself. I don't know the exact quote. I should paraphrase that right then and there. But like, it could have easily been interpreted as like he's telling somebody to kill themselves when that wasn't the case whatsoever. And
right. And even if he was, that is something that people say on the internet all the time.
Right. And Logano is like, hey, are you telling people to feel like they should kill themselves on your podcast? Like, that's like, no. So he was already on thin ice with that, and then this is a taped show. Keep that in mind. This the NWA Power.
Yeah,
show.
Right. So no one caught it, and now suddenly everyone's outraged.
And Logano is like the head editor. That's the other thing.
Right.
So I didn't hear it live on the cut that went up. I didn't see the version that was streaming. I did watch the one that got put up. Apparently, it was still on that version, and when people pointed it out, they took it down, edited out the line, if you will, and then re-uploaded the episode again. So it was crazy. But yeah, supposedly Logano was like the head editor, and like nobody fucking pointed, like, if this would have been edited out, it would have been fine. Like there would have been no uproar whatsoever. But apparently because of that, they made it seem like Cornette like resigned rather than just quit or was fired or anything like that. And Cornette on his podcast, for what I briefly heard, like the first 30 minutes of, just pretty much said, like, it was like, I'm sorry that you're offended in a way. And I was like, that's kind of a bad take.
That's a non-apology.
Yeah. Like, he's a smart guy. I really value. I enjoy like hearing his opinions on like the current product and whatnot. Even though he does have like a few bad takes here and there, and that's fine. But the dude's like smart enough to realize he should have some better judgment. Like that's the thing. And it's no longer the 80s. Like, you can't be going around saying shit like that. Because like something, if you said it back in the '80s, that could easily be something perceived as like racist back then. But like pretty much everybody was like on cocaine or somewhat racist in a way in the '80s. So everybody kind of just like turned a blind eye to that. It's 2019 now. People are gonna get upset about that shit.
I reckon if you went back through Jerry Lawler's announcing career and think of all the things that he must have said over the years,
yeah,
you can find a few spicy ones, I'm sure. It's a weird one because you're right. You need the judgment to not say things like that.
Yeah,
but I don't really believe that there was any malice in it. Like, was it racist? Not. Was it intentionally? I doubt it. It was just
he even said it wasn't It wasn't racist. It was just a joke about starvation, which I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I see it too. It was a joke that you could say is tasteless.
Yeah.
I mean, but then is that so bad to tell a racist? Is he a heel commentator? Presumably, he's got that.
No, not really. I mean, he helps big up the talent on the show. And honestly, when I had it, I heard something. I heard the lines like something like that, but I didn't bother to go back and re-listen to it to just be like, wait, what? What did he say? And apparently I should have, because holy shit. Yeah, no, he did everything he could to just like help out the talent and the crew and whatnot, and
right.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got this Into the Fire pay-per-view coming up in a couple of weeks, and I don't know if they've announced a new color guy or if David Marquez is going to be the fill-in. I don't know what they're going to do, but surely they've got somebody to help out Joe Galley, the lead guy, to call the action, I hope. But
Matt Striker?
That would be great if they can get a hold of him.
Great. I mean, that's a word.
Yeah. I love Matt Striker. I would be all for it.
How do you love Matt Striker?
I mean,
how can that be true?
He calls the action like a fan, you know?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, can't deny that.
So, I was like Matt Striker back in his WWE days.
He could be somewhat grating at times, for sure. I could agree, but with the AAA show, I thought he was a couple of years back. I thought he was great.
I think you're the one.
Maybe that might be true. That might be true.
You love Matt Striker and didn't like Dynamite this week. I don't know what's going on with you this week.
Did you ever catch the final season of old NXT?
That's the one that never ended, season 5.
Oh yeah.
Was it that one?
For about a year and a half, yeah.
It might have been the one before. I'm not sure. It was one of them where it was him and Josh Matthews, and neither of them give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And some of the commentary was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think CM Punk turned up at one of the shows as well.
Yeah, because
he was brilliant there as well. That was such a great show.
Because practically nobody was like watching the program back then. So they didn't give a shit. So yeah.
Such good stuff on that season 5, because it stopped being a competition and was just like kind of more like NXT now.
Yeah.
But it seemed like everyone on the roster had a lot more creative input. So they had Fandango back when he was Johnny Curtis as like a sleazy, creepy guy.
Yeah.
And Derek Bateman, EC3.
Oh, God.
They were awesome.
They were.
They had
Didn't he go missing backstage or something?
Yeah, he went missing for a little while.
They just lost him.
They had, who was the girl? They had Maxine. She ended up being someone.
Yeah.
Oh, they were all so good.
Yeah, it just never ended. It turned into went from a competition to some weird story.
It's like Titus O'Neil win it in the end or something like that.
I guess something like that.
Probably.
NXT Redemption. Yeah, that's right.
Redemption point. Wow.
Derek Bateman, Darren Young, and Titus O'Neil were never eliminated. That's all.
They're still in it.
It just ended.
They're still in it.
Yeah. Still going.
Just like Curtis Axel never lost that one battle, the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Oh, that Rumble, yeah. He's thrown out the next year.
Yeah.
I think
I've got-
Seth Rollins and the Fiend are still fighting, but officially.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
There's a good quote from Mark Henry on the Jim Cornette situation.
Really, what did he say?
He says he got stopped by TMZ, and he said, Jim, please apologise and mean it. And if you don't mean it, then go all the way Darth Vader and tell us you don't like black people.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's. Who's going to argue that? Who's going to argue Mark Henry on that point, you know?
Well, even if you disagree, who's going to argue with Mark Henry?
Yeah. I just getting back to that, like, it just seems like I said, poor judgment on that. And it just, if Lagana, it could have been a hit piece by Lagana if you think about it. Like, he could have just been like, you know what, I want Cornette out of here.
Yeah.
So he let that little bit, you know, that part fell in. There's this brief uproar on Twitter, and then, you know, now Cornette's fired now out of the job or whatever. So that's kind of, I mean, it's a conspiracy, but it could have some legs. You never know. But yeah, definitely check out Power. It's pretty good. I like it. It's a good show.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen any since. It's just too much wrestling.
Yeah. You kind of have to, like, it's not always like the perfect wrestling show. There's certain like things. There's one that they ended in like a scuffle sort of, and like the music's playing, and I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, what? I want some like resolution to this here. But yeah, it's great to see like a lot of like former TNA talents on there. They've got like Eli Drake, James Storm, Magnus, who's going by a different name, not Magnus, I can't remember. Nick Aldis.
He's
That's it.
Nick Aldis, yeah, that's his actual shoot name.
Yeah. He's really good. And yeah, Trevor Murdoch, formerly in WWE, apparently came out of retirement to be in NWA. So there you go.
These are all guys that I never really liked, though. I mean, James Storm was pretty
enough.
great for a little while, but
Fair enough.
I was never a big Trevor Murdoch fan, and Nick Aldis as Magnus never did it for me. Eli Drake I didn't catch, actually. It was kind of when I'd already stopped watching TNA. But
A lot of people
might have
did,
been
yeah.
okay. Yeah, a lot of people did when they went to Destination America. Pop TV.
Pop TV.
Speaking of Pop TV,
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek is really big now.
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen?
I think it was on Netflix, and like people binge watched it, and they're like, "Hey, this is a great show."
Yeah, it popped up on my recommended viewing on Netflix one.
Yeah.
All I could hear was Josh Matthews in my head.
Yeah. We used to joke about that 3 years ago, or whatever it was. Now it's actually a thing.
Oh.
Amazing.
All right. Well, we're out of here. Survivor Series is tomorrow. WarGames is happening as we speak, so yeah, we're gonna probably go watch that, and we'll talk about it next week and see if maybe, hopefully, Dynamite will be. At least I hope it's, you know, a better show this upcoming Wednesday. Yeah, we'll see you then. Anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here?
Yosh Rai just hit a moonsault from the top of the cage, which was impressive. She then did a headstand on the roll through.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, watch WarGames.
Oh.
We'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. See you next week. Good night.